Okay, so this is my third attempt of trying to film this video. This is my first video on YouTube, and my name is Keryn, and I'm going to show you some of my paintings from my collection. Now, first, to start off, I was not going to do art school, or I was not going to pursue painting as my career. First, I was going to do engineering. So this is a painting that I did before I even thought to go into painting, just for fun, and it is a village scene of a sub-Saharan desert or somewhere in Africa, and I really like the colors in it. It's very bright and colorful. A lot of people like it because of the abstract nature of it and how it's very bright and colorful. I like it because one day, hopefully, I can go visit places like this. Now, I also salvage canvases. That means that I restore or I take canvases that were thrown away or given to me. And this one is pretty big. It is 30 by 40. And it used to be a scene of a valley with hills and trees, but I ended up taking that and changing it up for my own and doing a different scene. And this is more abstract and colorful. It has neon colors of orange and some neon greens, and I called it Neon Landscape. Now, one of the other paintings that I restored, this is a canvas, and it is a scene of a snowy area, maybe in the mountains, and there's a lot of trees, and it's a reflection of this cabin in the woods with snow. I like it for how it has that reflection in the water. Yeah, I do that sometimes in some of my paintings. If there's mirrors or there's going to be something that's made out of glass or that has to have a reflective presence to it. Okay, let's do... Okay, so I have painted a lot of still lifes from when I first learned how to paint in an actual classroom. I started off, or my teacher showed us how to start painting with still lifes. Now this is probably in the painting class number 2 that I took, where I was taught to do a Rubin technique, where I have to take a hue and take that one hue, take my brush, dip it in, and then paint one stroke. Wipe the brush, pick another hue, wipe that one, and then continue the process. That's why there's going to be a lot of swift and quick motions in the paint. Even right here, I had to do like one at a time. But that is after you have designated the composition and the basic drawing and everything like that, which is pretty cool. I did that at home. Look at that. Now this is on wood. A lot of my paintings are on wood because I don't like the bounce that the canvas gives off. Now I did the same technique in class. Now this one, I set up my own still life. I had a curtain, an orange curtain that I put under this. That was my favorite. It was really intense. Now, a funny story about this is that when I tried to paint one of the lines that connected the boat to the bottle, I ended up swinging my paintbrush across the room and it almost hit my professor. So that was fun. But I like the abstract look of this and how it looks very realistic from the back, but if you get up close you can see all the abrupt paint strokes. Very cool. Let's do this one. This is one of my first still lifes that I set up in my room, and that was almost with every color in the palette. And I included a birdhouse and some crumpled up pieces of paper to give like an abstract look, yet still give it an organic feel. And I like to use a lot of different colors washed in the background to give the wall a different, like almost like an ombre color instead of just plain white walls. I do that in a lot of my paintings. Let's do, this was in painting 1. I ended up painting a hand, or close-up look of Mary's hand. Mary and David were given to us by a church. They ended up wanting to throw it away, but our art professor salvaged them and made sure that we would take good use of them. So I ended up painting her, and I really liked how intense her hand was. It was decaying, and her thumbs would almost fall off. And you can see that I packed on a lot of texture on this because to really grasp how decaying she was, and you can even feel like the texture. It's really cool. Now, I would make a lot of analysis in my class, and this one would be a representation of a composition of a painting from Monet. That's a lot of words. And the painting of Monet has a corridor of, or more like an alleyway of buildings in Venice or somewhere else in Italy. And this one has the same perspective of like going through a narrow alley, and these would have been the buildings, but I set up a still life of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Now, I did not eat them, and I did abstract how the peanut butter and jelly was coming out of the sandwich, because even though I try to do it at home, the peanut butter and jelly just would become very stale and wouldn't have like the essence that I was looking for, but so far I like them. Now, another analysis I did, hopefully I can show this, is I did from his last name was Draper, and this is like a copy, semi-copy of The Mountain Mist, I think. And it was just to figure out what they did, try to find out how they ended up painting this through your own perspective, and it was a cool experiment. It was an analysis, just to rephrase that. Very swift motions. I liked the girl's hair going in the water. Now, I like to paint a lot of transparency, and this one has transparency but also has reflection in it. And you see the handle of the picture has a lot of reflections in it, and I really liked it, like the look of that. Really cool. Lemons and paintbrushes in a picture. Now, where are the other ones? I ended up painting a barefoot wine bottle, and I really like that glass right there and this little like medicine container. I really like the transparency of this and how the purple and the yellow contrast a lot. Let's see. This technique was where I take linseed oil and I rub it against the surface that I'm working on. Little by little, I add very small amounts of paint, and it creates this very thin texture, but it's also shiny and gives it a luministic look. I haven't finished this. I'm gonna paint like a tan white flower right there. This one, yes, I had it on a hanger, but this is a mobile street view that I painted in Dauphin Street. I went to the University of South Alabama for my first years of painting, and I painted on the street and I almost got sunburnt on half of my body, and the other was just, it was tan, but half of me was just really red doing this out in the sun. I got a lot of people coming up to me and asking me questions, which was pretty good for business and marketing. Now, I'm currently working on this one. It is a painting, or will be a painting of me in a van. I like van life. I like the idea of living minimalistically. And this was me. I took a photo of me and then I put it in there. And I constructed the van in a different perspective than you usually would see it, through inside out. It's going to be illuminated by the outside, but the inside's going to be dark and a little bit mysterious, but comforting at the same time. I should be done with that by August. I'm working on a poster for a contest, and I won a contest of the same style last year. Hopefully I win this year too. And I like to draw hands a lot, and like to draw faces of people. Very cool. And that's supposed to be me. Okay, so I have a lot more art, but I can't show all my art in one video. I'm going to be making multiple videos, and I have private collections that will never be on video, or you'll get like little glances at them here and there, but hopefully you can check that out on my website, or you can ask me questions about them if you want to take a look at certain pieces. I also do like other kinds of genres, like styles of art. Like I've done abstract, where I take like newspaper print and I like glue it on a canvas, or I do printmaking. I've also done 2 murals. I paint on different textures, like on jeans. I paint on shoes, just anything that I can paint on, I paint on. I can even draw on you. I love to draw fake tattoos on people. If you have questions, let me know, and hopefully this will turn out as a good channel. Bye!